entertainmentbuddha.com.
Hey now, Fear the Walking Dead Nation, it's Matt Heywood from entertainmentbuddha.com, and I am back with another stick figure recap for the latest episode of FTWD, which was titled, Not Fade Away. Sorry about the miss on episode 3, but I was in New York City attending some gaming events and didn't get to it, but I'm back and have more stick figure action to break down Not Fade Away. So let's do this shit. The episode opens with the main characters now living in a quarantine-style neighborhood. The army is in full force and has locked down the area with a fence. Martial law is in effect. Chris is perched on Madison's roof and notices a flashing light far off in the distance, which could possibly mean more people are alive even though the army has told them everyone outside the fence is dead. Liars! Inside the house, Travis and Madison are bitching at each other until Alicia tells them to shut the fuck up. Chris then tells his dad that he has seen the light, but Travis tells him to go fuck himself. Outside, crackhead Nick is floating in a cesspool with a I don't give a shit attitude about anything going on around him. Madison begs him to take his crack, but he says he's over it and passes on a fix. Later on, the occupying army soldiers lay down the law in the zoned-in neighborhood in a very cocky manner. Little do they know that they're all fucked, and there's no amount of walkers they can kill to stop the virus. Travis, the army's bitch, is told to go force his neighbor Doug to get screened, so he does like a suck-up and talks the frightened chubby man into complying. It's then revealed that the reason Nick doesn't need his crack fixes is because he's been stealing his sick neighbor's morphine drip like a complete loser while lying under the patient's bed. This kid continues to be a complete ass. Ophelia starts to use her ass sets to butter up a soldier for some meds, but since he doesn't deliver, he doesn't get any of her sweet lovin' at the moment. Meanwhile, Travis and Madison are banging in their garage in a car. At this point, Travis tells Madison about the whole light episode. Travis then goes to the army chief and explains what his son has seen with the light, but the army chief pretty much goes and tells him to pound salt. Liza then gets approached by a government doctor who asks her to help out because she's become the caretaker of the quarantine zone, even though she's not a real doctor. Her ego caves and she agrees to do the job. Madison decides to go all Rambo and heads out of the fenced-in zone to look for Chris's light. She soon finds a massacre scene and must hide from an army patrol coming to clean up the mess before she catches a bullet in between her eyes. Upon returning home, Madison finds out that Nick has been stealing his neighbor's morphine, so she beats the shit out of him for continuing to be a complete asswipe of a son. It was marvelous. Finally, the army swoops in to take away Nick for some reason, as well as Griselda, Daniel's busted up wife, for further testing. This doesn't go over well, but guns beat old people any day, so the two are scuttled away along with Liza. At the very end, Travis spots the flashing light himself, only to see gunfire pop off to extinguish whoever was flashing the signal for help. The end. This episode offered a solid look at how the government first reacted to the zombie apocalypse, and how citizens were essentially treated like prisoners in areas that could be quarantined. Although, it's very clear that even the high levels of the government and its armed forces still have no idea what they're facing. So like most unknown situations, they rely on fear to keep the masses in check. I liked how we were shown that the army isn't messing around, and that it probably took down as many uninfected citizens as infected when the virus outbreak first popped off, thanks to everyone's lack of understanding with what they're dealing with. At this point in time, I've developed a strong hate for Nick too. This character is the epitome of a piece of shit who has let his drug habit destroy him and his family. Although, I'm interested to learn why he was taken away for further testing. The army and the government doctor have to know something about this crackhead, but what? Finally, the end, which is very powerful, provided yet another great look at the various circumstances that family units faced at the beginning of the zombie apocalypse, which was sad to say the least, but enlightening, and not too far off from reality in my opinion. Anyway, it was a decent episode, and it left with a strong cliffhanger, and while it may not be as good as The Walking Dead, I still believe Fear is serving a nice purpose for fans of the franchise, if not at least filling the void before the proper show's return. Thanks for watching, everyone. I'm Matt Heywood from EntertainmentBoo.com, where we make you a better walker, one chunk of brains at a time.